episode of
Phil,
Friends.
it's pathetic. It's pathetic.
It's-
We've become a world, and I've talked about this a lot, a world where it is now a premium to be a victim. It is celebrated to be weak. You see that great sporting athletes are now making more money and becoming more acclaimed if they quit than if they win.
Piers Morgan went on Bill Maher's podcast or show or whatever and was shutting down all the woke nonsense. It was crazy. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, share the video as well. We about to get into it. It's about to be entertaining. I got a feeling, man. And also check out channel memberships. All right, let's get into the video.
That movie, I got to say, entertaining as fuck. And the people who need a disclaimer, this is the problem. You fucking babies. It's 1939.
Don't get me on
Can't
that.
you just see by the film stock that things were very different? Humans are like history in general. We evolve. Just celebrate. We're not racist
Also,
anymore.
you have
And
to
just
have
be a grown-up.
You have to have a warning. You have to have a warning
it's
about
just-
a comedy film where...
Well, it's not a comedy.
No, I'm not talking about Gone with the Wind. I'm talking about just generally. You know, have warnings on comedy films where a joke is said, which is clearly a joke, not intended to be remotely offensive to anybody.
Right.
And even that now needs a warning at the front in case anybody's offended. What do they think is going to happen when you watch it? What happens to people?
I mean, the fact
they sit there shaking.
The fact that this generation needs a trigger warning
it's
and
pathetic.
a Klonopin
It's
to
pathetic.
get through an episode of
Phil,
Friends.
it's pathetic. It's
You know,
pathetic.
it's-
We've become a world, and I've talked about this a lot, a world where it is now a premium to be a victim. It is celebrated to be weak. You see that great sporting athletes are now making more money and becoming more acclaimed if they quit than if they win. We're becoming
well,
essentially...
if you're talking about the one who got the twisties, that's not right.
Well, I'm actually...
Is that who you're talking about?
Well,
I can't remember her name, but
I'm actually not talking about her. I was actually talking about
she did not quit.
Well,
they drove this. Olympics, that sickness of taking someone as a child and training them like, I mean, you just with no humanity, really. It's just you are this vessel for America winning a medal. And they drove that poor girl to
Simone Biles you're talking about.
Simone Biles.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have no doubt that she maxed out to what she was possibly as a human capable of taking. She didn't give up.
I wasn't actually talking about her on this.
Oh.
I was actually
Who's quitter? Who are you talking about as a quitter?
I was actually talking about Naomi Osaka, the tennis player.
Okay, I know less about that. Naomi Osaka, I know that name.
It's an interesting thing for me where she just quit. She quit in the middle of a tournament. And
why?
She quit. She came out with a lot of reasons why. It was all, her mental health and this, that, and the other. She then managed to make a miraculous recovery to do the Olympic flame at the Olympics about 2 months later. And I watched all this go down.
Just carrying the flame?
I think I'm pretty sure I do remember that, right? I do remember that case. I probably even spoke about it on my channel. When it comes to the mental health thing, I think that if you need time to yourself, you should be able to handle it. But if it's your job, you sometimes got to work through whatever you got to work through and do your job, right? Just me personally. If I'm depressed or going through something, I don't really have the option to just be like, okay, guess I'm not going to get up or live stream or make videos or edit, right, for hours. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I would have to get up and do my job and do the things that I actually love to do, which is somewhat a benefit, right? Because it makes it easier for me to get through those type of days, right? If that was the case, for example. But if I need a vacation, which for recently, fam, I haven't been on vacation ever in my life. I went on vacation for like a month. I think it was about maybe 2 months ago, right? And I planned ahead and just worked even harder, right, through whatever day to get more content out, so I could have the ability to be able to spend time to recover and all this other stuff. Yeah, that's just the way I see it. Right? The job is the job. If you don't like that job, then you should quit that job and get into something else, right? See a professional after work, right? Or just quit the job. Don't, oh, I need a mental health break and then come back to the job. Nah, we don't. I might be sounding harsh, but I don't want to see that. Right? If I was a boss, you can't even come to me and tell me you need a mental health break. I just got to call a spade a spade. This ain't the job for you. We got to fall behind in whatever we're doing. And then, no, nah. That's why I don't really like depending on people for things when it comes to my channel. I like doing everything myself, right? So I can make sure things get done, right? I don't want to have somebody on a team and they're supposed to do a stream or something like that and it doesn't work because they one day just, mental health break. And I'm just like, word, that's crazy. Now I look like the maniac for being, thrown off. Right. But then, again, I'm not like judging people for mental health in general. They just didn't have that back in the day. They had get your ass up and go to work.
That doesn't take guts.
No, but my point is, if
she quit because she couldn't play a match, that's more than just carrying a flame.
But I don't really agree with you about it. And I'm not sure I completely agree about Simone Biles because she managed to recover 5 days later and take part in a individual competition, having let her teammates compete without her and lose to the Russians. So I don't entirely agree. But my general point about it is this. I think that in both cases, and many others at the moment, there is a weird cultural phenomenon going on where it's almost frowned upon to want to be a winner. Where if you express yourself,
then you're an oppressor.
Yes, in some way, if you want to dominate your sport and be a champion and a winner and do what it takes to win. Well, let me finish.
We still love winners. Come on, we just had the Super Bowl.
We do.
We like the winners. They go to Disneyland. The other losers get to weep in the locker.
That's true.
Okay.
But let me
do me a favor, guys. Hit the like button, share the video, also subscribe if you haven't. Drop some comments, all that good stuff. All right, let's get back into the video.
And you just embrace this new phenomenon of, well, I've got mental health issues, whatever the real reason may be. And I'm not doubting sometimes the veracity of that, but you get celebrated more than if you win. And I have a problem with that. Well, I think it all plays to this. And then everybody wants to be a victim after.
Right. No,
everybody then says, I have a little sniffle, and they go on social media. I want you to feel sorry for me, and I want to be celebrated for my little sniffle, which means I can't now do my job. And by the way, if you make me do my job, you're an oppressor who is forcing me to do something against my will. And so this thing starts to spew out.
Right.
And eventually weakness becomes celebrated more than strength.
Right. Which is not to say that there aren't real oppressors in this world.
Not at all. Or that there are real people suffering from serious mental problems.
Right, but you are correct. It is a victim culture. It is exalted.
There's something pathetic about it.
It's very pathetic. Well,
it's nasty. People get rewarded to be weak nowadays, right? It's pretty sad because what are you teaching the up and coming generation, right? That it's okay to not learn how to overcome things, persevere, whatever happened to that, being strong. Right. And I hate to sound like the old guy back in my day. But yeah, I've had to grow up with some hardships that did make me stronger. Right. And I had to learn how to work through things. Right. I don't think people nowadays, they have that ability. Right. It's because they get to play the victim card and everybody be like, oh, poor baby. That's a grown ass adult. Poor baby. You don't have to deal with this. Mental health breaks and sad. And of course, I understand, like, if you lost a relative, I worked during that. No, I don't understand that. I know people going to hate me in the comment section, right? If you want to take the days off for a loss of a relative, I didn't get that luxury, right? I did not. I had to work. I remember I showed up late to the funeral, right? Because the job that I had at that time, you couldn't leave your shift until someone came in to relieve you of your shift. And someone just decided to be late as hell. The day that I had to go to the funeral, I suit on. I changed my outfit as soon as it was time for me to clock out. I got the suit on and everything, funeral ready. I'm just standing there, right? And I had to do my job, right? Was it messed up? Yes. Right. So I'm not saying that everyone should have to go through that. What I'm saying is I just don't want people playing victim. I can understand taking some time off, right? But fam, if it becomes enough time the way it hinders the company from growth, then right, you're gonna have to just figure it out, right? And that's the risk that you gotta, as an adult, acknowledge and decide if you're willing to take.
Stiff upper lip earlier with the British.
Yes.
I've always prided myself on having a stiff upper lip. I think it's a thing to actually to want to aspire to have.
And what about your penis? What about how much pride
we'll
you have?
Come to my stiff lower lip a bit later. But
we come to our part of the podcast. Piers, some people find awkward, but I feel is generic to what we're talking about.
I'm extremely relaxed if you want to talk about my lower genitalia, but I'd rather get back, if you don't mind, in the short term.
Yeah.
No,
I agree with you.
No, I just think that we are entering a perilous period of society where weakness is celebrated, and the stiff upper lip, which used to be something the Brits were admired for around the world,
synonymous with
right. And we were like, that's a good thing. In times of trouble, the British ability to rise above this, not get over emotional, not get too down about it, dust yourself down and kick on. That's gone now. Now the stiff upper lip is now to be condemned. I am to be condemned for saluting a stiff upper lip. How dare I be resilient?
But see, this is not to be Arnold Toynbee on you, but this is what happens to successful civilizations. You become so successful, you become weak. It's happened to Rome. It happens to everybody. Yeah. You become effete. You become
fat,
soft,
and complacent.
Soft. You know what you are? Yeah. You're Martin Sheen in Apocalypse Now when he's Captain Willard in the hotel room, and he's like, I've been in this hotel room. Charlie's in the jungle. He's getting stronger every day, and I'm fucking karate chopping this mirror and cutting my hand.
Piers Morgan was able to argue his point so well that it seemed like he made him switch over. He made Bill Maher switch over, right, from his opinion. And I agree with Piers, bro. I think people are growing up too damn soft. They get rewarded for being soft. So now people don't have to learn through hardship and actually go through things, right? Fam, I've realized that there's a lot of people out there like that, right? I have friends that would ask me, like, how are you able to do this? And I'm like, in my mind, you guys are sheltered. Like, y'all never had struggles. Like, y'all don't know what to do now that we're adults. And I usually say exactly what's on my mind. Oh, you thought I was going to say something different. Oh, no. No, I'm extremely honest. Not just on YouTube, real life. But yeah, fam, I had to notice that a lot of people, they didn't really know how to handle struggle or just handle things the way they can persevere. Right. And now they're in worse predicaments then. And upgrading. And I'm like, damn, can't take you with me because you're going to hinder what I have. Right. I can't put you on in any way, shape, or form to join the team so we could keep growing. Right. You're going to try to bring me down with you. Those people are out there. They exist. Right. Instead of actually helping you grow. Right? Not just motivational, but actually working towards what you got going on, right? And y'all could build together. They don't have no kind of like, what do you call it? Just motivation to grind, right? They don't have that like hustle, like bone, right? So instead of actually trying to uplift you, they try to pull you back down to their level, right? But that happens out there in these streets. Tell me what your opinion is down in the comment section. Hit the like button. Share the video as well, fam.